Hi, Philip. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. Really appreciate it. Obviously, with the pandemic and everything, everyone has kind of had to sort of put their careers on hold for a little while. Was it frustrating having to wait for such a long time before you finally got that chance to be back and prepare for a fight, and now you're finally coming back to the ring this weekend?
Hi everyone. Yeah, of course, it's hard situation in whole world, and it was not simple to wait so long. But I was training all the time. I was in the shape all the time, and I'm happy to be back in the game. I fought 5 weeks ago in Denmark, and now I'm fighting again. So it's good, all good. I'm happy.
Right. Thanks, Philip. Yeah, the quick question for Nisse. I mean, I know you kind of detailed a little bit what your plan is to maybe try to get Philip into that world title conversation, and obviously things are so fluid right now in boxing, especially with the pandemic. How much has kind of those plans to try to get Philip a world title shot or get him into a title eliminator kind of change as far as timelines and concerns and time frames, compared to right before the pandemic to right now? Does it feel like you guys are still more or less on track to get to maybe a world title eliminator next year?
I believe we're about 6 months out, 6 months delay of everything. I think like everyone else, hoping that there's not going to be any more lockdowns and praying to God that they find some kind of a vaccine for this awful illness. But yeah, of course, it's knocked our plans a little bit. But has it knocked our plans more than other people? No, I don't think so. Filip is in the ring in September. He's in the ring now. We'll try and get him out before Christmas. And I think actually in the end, that's a decent year, bearing in mind there's been a global pandemic. So, we just got to keep working, keep his head down. Like I said, Rydell Booker is still fresh for a 42-year-old. I think it's definitely his hardest challenge. Make a statement. Make a statement on Saturday. Pulev, I think he nicked a couple of rounds out off Pulev. So Filip needs to go out there and knock him out in 5 rounds. That would be making a statement to the governing bodies, to you guys, and to the fans, to say that Filip is top heavyweight.
Thanks, Nisse, and best of luck, Philip, on your next fight.
Thank you, man.
Between the fight that you had in Tulsa and now you got this fight coming up, how much easier it is, I guess, from a fight preparation standpoint, or just being, in that environment for fight week, how much easier it is, if it is easier, compared to when you first had to prepare for the fight in Tulsa?
I don't think it's any easier. I think it's pretty much the same. Just still sitting. I honestly, I feel like it's easy losing weight here because of like the food. It's not like a type of food that I would love to eat or anything like that. So I would eat like little bits. I wouldn't eat too much of it, and I wouldn't really put on much weight. So I feel like losing weight is easy, but as far as anything else, it's not. It's the same.
Thanks, Raymond, and best of luck in your next fight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, Rydell. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. Really appreciate it. But by the time you step into the ring against Filip Hrgovic, it'll be almost exactly 1 full calendar year since your last fight. At this stage of your career, has the long break kind of help you a little bit, just kind of dissect everything, especially coming out of the loss to Kubrat Pulev? Has that, do you feel like the break has kind of helped you or hurt you in that regard?
Well, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, I understand like sparring, getting a lot of rounds in the ring is a totally different atmosphere from being in a fight. But like I said, I was fortunate enough to get a lot of rounds in, and I don't think the layoff is really going to be that much of a big deal with me. So I'll be well prepared. I'm well prepared.
You kind of mentioned, obviously you're not behind like a big promoter, and you've said you want bigger fight, the opportunity to have bigger fights. Does it feel like every fight now there's a little bit more pressure to deliver and perform in the hopes that you get those big fights? I know you've had a couple of good fights. You got Pulev, you got Jermaine Franklin, who's a very good heavyweight prospect before Pulev. Does it feel like there's a little more pressure now to deliver in the hopes of getting those big fights?
Yeah, sometimes, because it's like I say, being on the B side, or actually a little less than the B side, it's like you just wait on a call. And this actually the first fight that I got offered where I had actual time to prepare for it. I have a proper camp, and the people behind me to support me for the financial means to bring in sparring and do everything that I need to prepare for a fight. So, I definitely will perform, and I know for a fact that I will get calls after this if, I'm not like being too cocky or modest about it, but I just know my talent, I know my skills, and I'm definitely in shape. So,
What is it about Hrgovic? I know you've talked a little bit about his style and what you saw of him, but what about Filip, compared to some of the guys that you've fought since your return, that kind of leads you to believe that you're going to perform better and even come out with a win?
Well, it's because Phillips, his style, like, he depend on one punch. He depend on the right hand. He paw with the jab. He's not like he's bottom heavy, meaning that he's not a person that can move around quick on his feet. I expect him to come throw a lot of punches, because that's what he was doing in camp. But he just target for one shot. It's not like he set everything up and look for it. He just looked for his big right hand, and that's something that I'm expecting, and I'm going to be able to counter and make adjustments to.
Appreciate it, Rydell, and best of luck against Filip. Looking forward to seeing you in the ring.
Thank you very much.